Hello and welcome to another episode of Darkside and Offside with me, Conor Morgan, and as always joined by my co-host, Rob Morgan. This week's guests are two brothers from Ireland who come across to Wales just because the rugby is better. Up first, we have Fionn. How are you doing, mate?
Not too bad, man. How are you?
Yeah, very well. Thank you very much. And up next, we are joined by Emmet. How are you doing, mate?
Yeah, good. Keep them up.
Good man. Before we dive into the rugby chat, boys, just want to see how your lockdown went and how it's still going for you. Fionn, you still been working through lockdown?
Yeah, we worked straight through. We have. To be honest, your lockdown hasn't been too bad for me. Life hasn't really changed. So we worked straight through. Wife is pregnant, so our weekends would have been boring anyway for the last 9 months.
Nice, congratulations, mate.
Congratulations, buddy.
Cheers, mate. Yeah, had a killer
Don't
holiday.
say if it's a boy or a girl, just there on feet, because my mother doesn't want to know yet. So,
oh yeah,
just reminding you.
It's a he she. It's a he she. No. To be honest, man, it's been probably the best year of my life. All your viewers are probably going to hate me for saying that. 2020, great year. Having a baby, got a house, great summer. Yeah, living life. So. Knocked down your standing for me.
Life for COVID, fair play.
Apologies for everyone else for the horrible year they've had, but I've had a great one. Sorry.
It's nice to hear you, mate. And you, Emmet? Been busy through lockdown?
Dreadful, yeah. No, I'm only joking. I'm an optimist anyway, but mine's been quite nice. I'm a teacher, primary school teacher, so it's been up and down, I suppose. You know, would have been easier being in school, but it's been nice to wake up well out of bed, you know, switch on the laptop, sit in the pajamas like the rest of the world.
Complain about doing loads of work as a school teacher, add that one in, go on.
Half the world thinks we do loads now, and half the world thinks we're just on a holiday like we constantly are. So I've gotten sick of arguing with people these days. I let them think what they want. So yeah, it's been grand.
We should add in that our whole family are school teachers. Emmet, my other brother Cian, sister Orla, and my dad, all teachers. So
Fionn's too intelligent to be a teacher, though. So.
Yeah, I have to call my wife back in to set up this Zoom meeting as we go to the second phase. That's how intelligent I
am. What about training, boys? You've been keeping fit, Fionn?
Yeah, I like to keep fit anyway, even as a pastime. So I do a lot of jogging. I got myself a small bit of weight, so I tend to do a small bit of cardio weights just in the car park where we're based. My diet's usually good, but yeah. So apart from rugby, obviously, I miss rugby a lot. But apart from that, yeah, keeping generally fit.
Nice, mate. And Emmet, I guess that you live 10 seconds from Roth Park, that you're down there all the time.
Yeah, thanks for giving my address away on YouTube, mate. It's only joking. They know where I live, don't worry, they know. No, it's, I suppose it kind of been in blocks for me, depending on if I'm in school or not. And I think maybe, what it'll be a year of lockdown now, I've probably done about 3 months of extreme hard training, 2 months of absolutely nothing, another 3 or 4 months of extreme, a month of nothing. So
Emmet is an extremist, I may add. He said extreme, but it's true. I'm also an extremist. I realize this because as we're having a new baby, my wife has realized that our baby is going to be an extremist no matter what way it goes. So when he says extreme training, he's gone insane for 3 months, and then he's done zero for 3 months in every aspect of the word.
It's all or nothing, we call it in Wales.
Yeah,
I suppose go hard or go home. There's lots of sayings. Now, when you're a teacher, you're mental for a while, and then 6 weeks. What do? I think I was last summer. I was on the couch for about 5 days. I think I didn't have the couch literally. I answered the door, went to the toilet, and that was it. I think. But yeah, I can go extreme training or extreme nothing quite easily.
Yeah, went to the toilet on the couch while answering the door.
No comment.
Sorry, I didn't know the question now. We're kind of just chatting away.
No, it's fine. Right then, guys. Where did it all start for you? Where did you start playing rugby and where? Fionn, start with you, buddy.
All right. I think our answer is going to be pretty similar here, being we're a year apart.
Identical, really, apart from about 3 years. Yeah.
2 heads, 1 brain here. No, so for us, well, for me anyway, Emma can follow on after. I started playing in Pontyclean. As you alluded to earlier, we were born in Ireland, but we moved to Wales as youngsters, and we had the pub in Gilbert where the lads are from. But we actually lived in Lantriston, so our local club was Pontyclean, and didn't really have a choice no matter. Our dad played rugby, so we were dragged down to Pontyclean. I think it was under sixes.
Go on, you may as well give him a mention there. He'll be dying for the shout out. He'll be looking at this online board up in the west coast of Ireland.
Yeah, tell us who your father is before. Come on, let's get it out there.
So our dad actually played for Ireland, so that's what I meant by we. Got,
he looks like Connor's. He looks like Connor's son, but you know, go on, carry on, yeah.
Well, you must be handsome as well then.
Basically, we had no fucking choice. We were dragged out to the field to play rugby. Sorry, what's the rules on swearing on this YouTube thing?
All good, mate. All good.
That's all good.
Let's get these straight. So, fuck is okay?
Yeah, all
Yes.
Bugger?
Yeah. No,
He can
simple.
bleep it out. He's professional, Connor. He can do what he
I
wants.
can say like Emmet's a fucking dickhead, then it's okay. depends on the context. Anyway, so basically, Pontyclean was our underage mini rugby team. Pontyclean Badgers, under sixes. Back when there was no tag or concern about concussion, you were just thrown in playing 20 games on a Sunday.
Men were men.
Men were men, and there were different age groups. It was class. I really enjoyed it. Probably the best years of my life. But we always had the finals against Gilvach as well, which was good back in the day. So a bit of competition. But yeah, Pontyclean right the way through. Carry on into schools, clubs, and a good career, which I've loved the game. But that's where it started for me, was Pontyclean.
So when you went to seniors then, what did you play for in seniors, Fionn?
So basically, I played for. I'll tell you. I'll do a quick version of the story because I went over and back the Irish Sea about 50 times. I played for Wales under 18s, and when I played against Ireland under 19s, they selected me to play for Connacht. So I left school, went over there. My first club was Connacht. Then I came back. Then the following year, got homesick. Even though I'm Ireland, I got homesick from Wales, and I played for Caerphilly for a year with the Parker Pen Shield final that year, and got screwed by the WRU, I may add. We should have been the club that joined Newport for the Dragons, but that's the WRU. Different topic.
Yeah.
It's a drunken 8-point topic, which I like to have with old school rugby people who know the truth points. Anyway, sorry, from Caerphilly back then to Ireland, I signed with Munster and Shannon Jewell at a few games at Munster, and then played a lot of my 20s then in Shannon, which is like a Premiership club in Ireland. Came back to Pontypridd, had a season with Pontypridd, back over to Shannon again. Basically, I went back and forth between Ireland and Shannon in a good way, playing rugby.
The tinker that he is.
Yeah, wherever I park my caravan. And then I headed out to I had a season in Plymouth Albion, which I loved in England. And then headed out to Australia, played in the west coast of Australia 2 seasons before. That's when I really kind of stopped looking at rugby as more of a job and just kind of played for fun. And I really enjoyed them, the kind of years in the 30s where I just drank a lot, played a lot. Yeah, and the lower you get on the leagues, the more you kind of have fun, and the boys really love it. Tuesday and Thursday nights are great, but that was the whole kind of short version, which clearly wasn't a short version, but
I get a short version about so many different clubs and kind of, you know, areas.
Yeah, there's just a reason behind why I had so many clubs, and Ireland and Wales both kind of are home to me, and I floated back and forth, but it was with those reasons.
Yeah. Emmet? Yeah?
Yeah, I suppose I remember I'm a year younger than Fionn, 15 months younger. So when I was 4 or 5 or 6, I'd be going to watch Fionn playing in Pontyclean, my dad coaching. He coached us pretty much the whole way through our lives. You know, we're very, very lucky, obviously. British Lion and all that to kind of look up to. And
well, he was a prop. He was a prop. Sorry to interrupt, Emmet. So we know.
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
So it's lucky for you, but try to prop tell you how to kick. You know, right?
He taught us nothing about rugby, but like as lads, we used to joke about heart, soul, effort, you know, discipline. There's no one better on this planet. Like he instills a sense of training inside you that, you know, we were the best. Every team we played for, from clean. I used to watch Fionn play, and it was, you know, I was in awe of him. So I joined Pontyclean then, and I ended up lucky enough to play the year above a lot of years with his team. Same then in St Michael's and Cardinal Newman. But yeah, the whole way through all those, we were lucky enough to have my dad coaching, and it was quite special actually. I think it's rare that you get to play, you know, your entire underage rugby with your brother, school, club, and your dad as well coaching you. So that was great. I went over to Munster then to do an under 21s when it was 21s. I played with Munster 21s then when I was about 18, 19, and I had a chance to go for the Ireland 21s, but my degree, I thought, I'm probably likely to get injured a lot, which tended to happen. So I came back to finish my degree. I kind of played a bit then with Clonharron. I think I played maybe a year with Mountain Ash Youth, and I moved over to Ireland in 2008, I think it was. Played with Shannon. Jim wasn't there. For a change, he joined me, and we.
You're making me feel really good about my short version of the story because you're going through month by month. Fucking hell. Right,
that's good because yours is long as well.
All right, carry on.
And then played a year or two with Fionn. Played about 6 years, I think, with Shannon, and I gave up then to come back and play to teach over here. But obviously, was lucky enough to find the blue and yellows. What do Gilbert call themselves? I'm not quite sure. Do you have a colour?
The Rams.
Rams.
Ryder Clyde.
This is it. And
you know a good saying. You know a good saying when it gives you butterflies. That'll be funny. When you hear that saying, it reminds you of being on the pitch, and whoever made that up, be proud because it does give you a few goosebumps. You feel like hitting someone. You do.
Hey, I got to say, boys, that day when you both played with each other against Abercrombie Way, it was out of a game, mate, wasn't it?
Well, that was special for us, Rob. That was really special because, like, I hadn't touched a ball or trained rugby in, I don't know how many, was it 5 or 6 years. Fionn, he'd been out of the game for a while, he'd been away, and I think for us, being back together again on the field, in our mid-30s, was, for me anyway, personally, I don't know about you.
Oh, it's brilliant because the team, like I say, what you did when you were growing up or you played in the height of your career, when I played for Gilbert, there was so much enjoyment. You could tell there was a sense of friendship amongst all the boys. It sounds like a quintessential, we all had beers after the game on a Saturday night. But like that one season when we played, first of all, the team was struggling, and I actually played fucking useless. I was terrible. I didn't, but I kind of installed just.
You got yellow carded, didn't you?
I got yellow carded the first game. I almost got us relegated, but anyway. But just kind of the team spirit from that, the Saturday night and everything, the lads won by themselves. They just needed someone to put them together. And that season, it's the last season we had really before lockdown. Really was, it was a kind of. I don't know, it was a really good feel to it. Like rugby players will know when you have that feeling is special. And that season with Gilbert was really special. It felt really good.
For me as well, I think, the lads want to keep this short and get to bed early, but they've picked the wrong two brothers here.
Oh, yeah.
Growing up in Gilbert, around all the lads their own age rugby throughout their entire lives, it took us 37, 36 years to eventually play a match for Gilbert after being begged and asked and told.
And like you said, it was a special game because we hadn't won a game all season, and that was our first win.
Yeah, I remember distinctly.
You was obviously happy to be playing together, and we were so happy to win. It was just a brilliant day.
Final whistle was amazing, wasn't it?
It set us up really because I think if we didn't win that game, that would be nice. Who
did it against?
Hugh Dowden scored in the corner, didn't he? Push over try.
No, it was Ryan Williams.
Last minute.
Oh, Ryan, sorry.
Who tapped it, didn't he, and run forward, and then he went for the hands and Liam Greenham through.
And I just say, I actually remember Hugh's name because I was standing next to him because I'd been sent off at this stage. He threw the ball into my out. I can picture him. That's why I remember it was him. I was standing beside him.
I had tackled on my on my only, because I've dislocated this one and all that. I tackled on my good shoulder for about 70 minutes, and I was begging, like, Rob, take me off. So I eventually got taken off.
I was like, no, you ain't coming off.
I'm back on the field. I'm coming off.
He doesn't know what he's saying.
Yeah. We won. It was okay in the end. It was great.
Yeah.
Brilliant day.
Brilliant stuff, boys. Moving on to everyday news now, and this week's topic is the music festivals giving the green light for the go-ahead in August bank holidays. Do you think it's too soon, or do you think that around August time, the end of August, everything should go back to a bit of normality?
Do you want me to just go first again? Beans, I'm the older brother.
Yeah, go on, mate.
Sweet. Know your place, Emmet. No, to be honest with you, music festivals, having a child now on the way, not really want to answer that. But to be honest with you, I think no matter what the government do and what we say, there's people just going to argue. People like to argue. So you can watch the news these days, and it's just such a divided opinion that people think it's the best thing ever, get back faster, and some people think it's the exact opposite. I think we should give it a crack, try and get back to normality. Music festivals seem like a good thing. It brings joy to people. I just picture things like the Bournemouth Sevens, festivals like that. Rugby and kind of music mixed together. Those type of festivals.
Yeah.
So it could be good for the rugby.
Certain people can do certain dances then, can't they, when rugby and music mix together? It's a good chance for people to show off some music and some rugby.
I went to Dubai Sevens last year. Kylie Minogue was playing in it. I loved it.
Talking about somebody else's dances. Somebody else who likes to do a certain dance when he's had a drink around rugby field. And
What do you think, Emmet?
Lee Sharp.
I've forgotten the question. Oh yeah, sorry. August. Well, Boris, the bullet dodger, has said, isn't he? June is going to be the date that everything goes back to normal, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, August, I think it'll be kind of very much normal by then. The vaccine will be sorted. Hopefully the borders will stay shut for a bit longer. And I don't know, I think once those gates are opened, I can see the British public going hard. They won't go home for a long time, I think. A year and a bit out, year and a half out. It's going to be quite a crazy summer in a great way, I think. People hugging and people.
I think
what about yourselves, lads? I know you ask the questions. What about yourselves? Like you always ask the questions, but I mean, this summer for you two of you?
Yeah,
well, I got tickets for the Reading Festival, so I took Sienna, my daughter.
Oh, nice.
But I was really, really glad it was on. So, and apparently when we go there, I think it's not, all the rules are not out yet, but they're going to actually test us as we're going in.
It'd be fine. That's the end of August, though, isn't it?
That's fine, isn't it?
It's the end of August. To be grand by then.
Yeah, it's,
yeah.
And we'll probably all have our vaccines by then, so at least one. So yeah, I can't wait. I really can't wait.
I'm not just saying this because it's a rugby podcast, but what I said earlier about like kind of music and rugby, they go well together. You think about all this kind of Sevens festivals and all the kind of music in the night. What more do you want? Play a bit of rugby in the day, get hammered, dance like an idiot all night. Perfect.
There aren't enough rugby festivals, actually. Fionn would know more about this than me. He's been to play and watching a few of them. But are there any in Wales, any worth taking note of?
Anyone like towards Tenby way?
Tenby Sevens.
I'm not sure. That might be a over 35 or something like that, a tens tournament.
Vets, and they're all day long.
But it is.
You go from the slowest man at 34 to the fastest man at 35. Any 34-year-olds watching this, get on the vet scene.
what we did 2 years ago to start the season was we went to Penalta Sevens. We put a team out there and we played in that. And there was a band there night, and then we went up on the play after. So
I used to love watching the tournaments when we were younger. Me and Fionn would have a season ticket out the window of the pub, to the high street and what was going on. And we'd love the old rugby tournaments because we'd go over the park, over the welfare, and if we weren't playing rugby, training, watching it out the back on the concrete, bashing our heads against the wall, we'd be over the welfare watching different things. And for us, going to watch the little tournaments that Gilbert would have, and you'd be in an environment, I suppose, sometimes where you'd have oranges at halftime, team talks. I used to love watching certain competitions, and Crates of Bull would come on at halftime, and the lads would just be kind of knocking them back.
You could also play on the bowling green. This is not good for the reputation of our youngsters, but play on the bowling green, pretend it's Wembley. Immaculate surface. I never did that as a kid. No, Steve Evans didn't do it. None of us did it as a kid, but technically you can. That's great.
Respect, respect.
Let's go on to the next part of the podcast, and that's the rugby news. And this week, obviously, Scotland and France has been called off because there's about 6 or 7 French players got COVID. It's been postponed. Is it for the weekend after? I'm not sure, but what do you think on that? What do you think of that, Fionn?
Similar to the previous one about the festival, I think you just have to trust the powers that be. We all have an opinion, we all deserve an opinion, but you have to trust them because we don't know the ins and outs of it. It's just a shame with this particular game, I think, because Scotland and France play such good attacking rugby. It's in France, isn't it? It was supposed to be in France, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's in
Yeah,
France.
Yeah, and for me, it always feels like the games on in France, they always fling it about, they play with flair, everything. So I was really looking forward to it. So the fact that it's called off, I'll let the powers that be decide. They're obviously making the right calls for safety, but just more of a shame for people's enjoyment, because really with Finn Russell and Hogg and then the French, the way they have their flair going, it would have been a class game, I'm sure. So like I say, hopefully it is played the following week, if played at all.
I hope so as well. They may just get it out of the way, innit? Get it done.
Exactly, yeah.
But
Yeah, there's no fans anyway these days. So just if you play it on a Monday, play it the following Saturday, play whenever you can. Let's just make do and get the game going.
The only thing is, I think Scotland, 1 of 10 players available if they do play next weekend.
Brings it back to money, then, doesn't it? Those 10 players are probably playing in England, and they, you know, if you're going to make a rule,
I think that
COVID trumps everything. Let it be played the following week.
Yeah.
You know, Scotland at the moment, we all know from that first match, obviously, they're playing really well. They're throwing about. They were unfortunate. No offense against Wales, I think.
Definitely.
So it would have been a great game, you know, fast-flowing Scotland against France. The Premier League have found a way to do midweek matches and players recovery and bigger squads. Like, the squads are massive these days. Collisions are huge.
Good point, Emmet. That's the school teacher you're coming out.
Squads are so
Premier
big.
League, football, rugby. I never thought of that one.
You know me in football. I just absolutely, I'm such a fashionista when it comes to football. No, I mean, like, I don't know. We're off the back of a week off as well. So how many weeks? They're going to do what they're going to do. Don't know. We want to see a good French team out. They're not going to dilute it. It's the biggest thing in the world. You know, the Tri-Nations, the Championship down Southern Hemisphere are envious of the Six Nations. So
yeah, I just find it funny, man, that they played Ireland on the Sunday, and then next thing you know, on the Monday, Tuesday, they started having COVID, and no one in Ireland had it. None of the Irish team had it. So it's a bit mad, isn't it? It was why you wonder where they caught it. Did they catch it in the airport on the way back, or you know, it's mad.
The French, you never know, do you?
Any other nation, I would have said it's the way it is. With the French, and I won't be quoted for this, because let's be honest.
Careful now, Pete, careful.
But at the same time, no, like you just said there, right? They can't. Scotland can't play the following week. Any other nation, I would have said, it is what it is. But with France, they could have actually planned that, you know, because they could win the title this year. And if they make Scotland play the following week and they're minus 10 players, that's a huge advantage. Huge advantage, 10 players. I'm not a school teacher again, but I'm pretty sure 10 out of 15 is 2/3 of a team. Do you know?
Jesus. Can we just can we get that just put up in a frame? I might get that kind of recorded, like as a gift or something.
And if you're watching back, you'll see me pause for about 6 seconds previously to work out that equation.
Is there a Nobel Prize for Zoom? Because if there is, I think you're going to get that.
I think that sounds like artificial intelligence to me.
On that point there, just very, very, very quickly. Yeah, because actually, someone's alarm's going off there.
That's my give my wife a massage because she's pregnant alarm. What a hero!
Present or pregnant?
Give her a present of a massage.
Anyway, my point wasn't that important. It really wasn't.
But what I was going to say, boys, was if Scotland and France play next week, that's 3 weeks on the bounce. That they'll be playing international rugby, and I know for like myself and you lot, like that even if you play 3 weeks on the bounce, that you come away with like little bits of niggles and so on. Imagine that at test level rugby.
Well, they tried that, haven't they? They tried to reduce that by having the gaps. But... Yeah.
All right, let's call a spade, right? We all play the game, and it is hard, right? Hardest thing is recovering, but at the same time. You said we lot to spare. You said we're to spare. Tough shit. 3 games in 3 weeks, right? You play it to win the championship of 6 Nations. There's a million people who die for the honor to do that. There's something you have to. Something has to be trumped. You have COVID, so you have to take people's safety in mind. So what do you think? You go out and you play 3 games in a bounce. If you win them, you win. If you don't, you don't. You get on with it. It is physically extremely hard, but like we're going to complain about it for the sake of it. We're discussing it, which is good. But I think if you were to ask any of those players, would they mind? They'd say no. They'd want to go and they'd want to play because their third game would their last game would effectively be the championship decider.
Yeah,
in that one.
If they're going to do it, I mean, so all they need to do is have less contact in a week or no contact at all.
Yeah, They could even do. They could even just do. I'm sure the IRB will back this. On the last game of the Six Nations, they could even just do like tag rugby, and they could just maybe, have no non-contested scrums maybe, and they could do tag, just 2 hands on the waist. I'm sure like that would,
Emmett's school teacher humor. The kids go crazy for jokes they get in school.
Right there, lads. We are going on to joke versus joke.
That was my joke.
that was Emmett's joke.
That was my joke.
Well timed, Emmett.
So this week, I'll be doing a joke, and then it'll go Fionn and Emmet, and then Rob will vote which one's the best. All right.
Right. So I really wish I hadn't just taken the mick out of Emmett's crap sarcasm 2 minutes ago, because it's going to make my joke seem terrible.
Yeah, who's going first, Con?
Yeah, I'll start off with one.
Go on.
What do you call two Mexicans playing basketball? Juan and Juan.
I don't get it. I told myself, don't say that out loud because you'll seem stupid. But by people that watch this, they'll see my reaction. If I have to think, I'll forget my joke what's coming next, and then I make a scene, which I've already done.
Laugh or cry. Come on, Ed.
Go on,
Oh, me, yeah, sorry.
That was Emmet.
Who's next? Fion's next.
Emmet, go on, Emmet.
I don't know. Two Mexican. No, I'm joking. Giraffe walks into a bar and he says, "Right then, my mate's coming now." Comes in with a hippo. The hippo comes in. Hippo now, he looks a little wobbly. So he goes, oh, do me a favor, give me double whiskey for the hippo. Gives him a double whiskey. Hippo knocks it back. Flat out on the floor, completely cold, dead. Giraffe walks out. Barman goes, whoa, whoa.
You gone silent?
Oh, I see what you did there. He went silent because he had no punchline. I'm guessing. Me and Emmet of saying 2 heads, 1 brain, where I can kind of think what he's thinking. I'm guessing that the fucking idiot did that, but I don't know.
I don't know what happened then. Literally, as you went to the punchline, it just went silent.
It was brilliant because it took Zoom told me it got muted and I had no clue what was going on. Barman says, "You can't have a lion there." He said, "Not a lion, a hippo." Thank you, Zoom. Thank you, Zoom.
Just to clarify, did you go on mute on purpose?
No, is there a point in Fionn saying his joke now, or do I just take the crown? How does it work?
I think it's all day
No,
long.
it's fine. Go on, Fionn. Tell me what.
Reluctantly, I tried to fit reluctantly into a sentence there to sound smart. I ended up fucking messing it up. Right?
Yeah.
Sorry, I was going to say. Let me straighten my simplified English out. All right, I was going to say a few rude jokes, but I don't really want to get in trouble because I'm going to lose this anyway. So I keep it simple. You're right. What do you call
that's a big build-up. That's a big
build-up for a one-line crap joke.
Big build-up.
Well, at least let me see this. Right. What do you call a broken boomerang? What do you call a broken boomerang?
A boomerang?
Stick.
Right, that's it. At least
was that released? Rob, was that released? That was finally over, or what was it?
Yeah, I tell you what. Right, without further ado, I'm gonna have to give it to Emmet. That was the best joke. Maybe really laughed.
We'll never hear the end of this. You hear that?
And then the punchline was really good. Fair play. Connors and Fionns were absolutely
Zoom. Thank you, Zoom.
Okay, boys, let's go on to the head-to-head part of the podcast. And this is where I ask a question, and you'll both decide who will be the most suited to the question. So, who is the best dressed?
That's to me, is this?
Yeah, go on.
Fionn. I don't give a monkeys about clothes, and he cares more about clothes than his own health, I'd say.
That's true. Emmet actually prides himself on dressing terribly. I think he owns about 3 t-shirts.
2.
He owns one pair of shorts, which he was given from my dad about 20 years ago.
With a hole in them.
Yeah, I was going to mention the hole, which gets bigger every year. I could elaborate for the next 10 minutes on this topic, but definitely me from Emmet defaulting.
Okay.
Fionn to the most extreme, me to the least extreme.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Okay, who's the best dancer, Emmet?
Me.
Do I get to counteract that, or just do I have to agree with Emmet?
Yeah, you either agree or not.
I disagree. We're both ridiculously bad dancers, but Emmet's worse.
But Fionn can Irish dance, which clearly the whole world has seen 5 times over, and that's it. Fionn could do a scripted Irish dance, and when he's drunk, it becomes an unscripted mess. Well, that's it. That ain't dancing.
When he becomes Fionn Flatley, you mean?
The answer isn't the question. If you can't say Fionn can Irish dance, but yes, Fionn's a bad dancer, that's like saying...
Yeah, okay. If the question was who can do a scripted one-time dance for the rest of his life...
I'll take that all day long, yeah.
Okay. Anything else to do with dancing?
Right, okay.
Emmet can do the splits. Is that class as dancing? But he can't get back up. He can he can jump off tables and land in the splits, but he can't get back up.
No. Emmet used to be able to do that, and Fionn used to. He's not the third person. He's here. Why am I talking the third person? Fionn used to demand this. We've on nights out, sober, obviously, training, no alcohol, all that. So we'd be on the dance floor, and Fionn would. He realised after a few years, oh my God, Emmet can do the splits. 17 stone. This is a bit bonkers, and just randomly in the middle of the night, 2 o'clock in the morning, he would decide, Emmet, do the splits. I'd be like, Fee, no, you can't just ask for it. It's got to be a surprise. So I go off. I'd have a little stretch just to make sure I was,
I'd be ignoring you at this point because I'd be like really kind of like...
Yeah, it worked even better for the whole splits, even bigger surprise. Like go off, have a little stretch, 10 seconds in the toilet, I don't know, around the corner of the dance floor, whatever. I'd come back then, halfway through some kind of random Mr. Blobby or Mambo number 5, I just drop into the splits.
Well, that kind of leads us on to the next question. Who is most injury prone?
I'm going to say Emmet. We're both very injury prone, but Emmet, I think he can list about 15 operations he's had off the top, from like his foot to his eye to everything in between. So I feel as if I'm injury prone, but Emmet definitely more so than me. Mm-hmm. I think Emmet's got mute as well, so if you want, I can answer for him. He will. We do have a saying, 2 heads, 1 brain, because we have the same kind of thoughts. So
he's back now. He's back. Yeah, like during our Gilliver season, I think. After that game, Emmet was bad shoulder, bad leg, and Fionn, yours had some hamstring or.
I have a bigger heart. I'll play through the pain, where Emmet likes to put a shitload of tape on and then not turn up the following week.
I'm more of a kickstop, name a body part, and I'll tell you how many times I've fractured or whatever it is. You see, go hard, go home, ride or collide is my life. It's not just a saying. Unfortunately. People talk about being lucky. People talk about making it in life and being international and British Lion. And without being arrogant, I know Fionn thinks the same as me, and we're very successful, I think, considering the amount of injuries we've had in Fortune. But like personally, the people we played with, the positions we've had, and the success we've had, considering the amount of ridiculous injuries we've had, bar those injuries, I would like to think that there are no limits to where we could have gotten. Unfortunately, luck, fortune, preparation, how you play the game dictates that. So no regrets from me. Injured more than humanly possible. Fionn's the same, I'd say, but I would rather end my career at any age knowing that I gave 150% than go 99% into a tackle once and play until I'm 38 and play for the Lions. I would hate to think that I didn't give 100%. Fee, thoughts?
Yeah,
smile
very, very similar. Get a bit emotional there. Very similar. I just go vodka check on that blackcurrant vodka you're drinking. How much is it in there right now?
That's just.
No, I
blackcurrant.
totally agree. But I love how we differ off questions and just kind of have a random chat. I didn't realize we do that.
Injuries.
It's great. It's
Injuries,
great,
yeah.
guys. It's great. Honestly, it's great.
This wasn't a quick fire round, is this?
No.
No.
Right, on to the next one. Who's the fastest?
Yeah.
Me, yeah.
Who spends the longest in the shower after games?
I'll answer this one. I have like loads of flashbacks in a non-weird way of us just both standing in the shower chatting.
Yeah, both of us, I'd say.
Yeah, we just stand there, just kind of dissecting the game, and whoever the kit man is at the time or whoever's doing the change room screaming at us both to get
Both
out.
annoyingly long as the next person when it comes to caretaker.
Just chatting about absolute horseshit usually. Yeah, so we can share that one.
Who's the funniest?
Jesus.
Emmet probably. People tend to laugh at me and laugh with Emmet, so he can claim that one.
Did they? Oh, I was convinced they laughed at me as well. So thanks, Faye.
All right. Cheers. Well, let me take the Irish dancer one, and you can be funny. How's that?
Deal. I'll go with that.
Sweet. All right.
Who can drink the most on a night out?
Me.
Whoa.
Me.
Whoa.
Me.
All right. Can we break that question
For a second. Me 1,000 times over.
Yeah, but how do you dissect
No,
the night
but
out? Like,
Fionn doesn't. This is one of those questions where Fionn doesn't get to speak. It's me in every sense of the word possible.
Okay, who can handle the drink more? Is it still you, Emmet?
Oh, totally. Emmet can handle it more. But my speech goes after like 2 pints. Like literally, my speech is gone.
And you talk this.
He's the slur king
Well, as I
of
said
the
earlier, I
world.
got a big heart. I'll stay there for effing days. That's why I was going to dissect the question. Emma could drink more on a night out, but if you're classing it as like Sunday afternoon and you haven't been to bed, it's the same night from Saturday. I'm still going, kid. I'm going strong Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Emma's got to go to school on Monday. I'm still going. So Emma can drink the most, but I'm a stayer.
Okay.
And horses terms, he's a sprinter. I'm a stayer.
I'm going to play the Fifth Amendment on that one for particular reasons. Political reasons.
Who is the most vain?
Fionn.
Yeah, very me.
All right, who's the hardest?
Rob, sorry, can we just confirm what Fionn's text to Rob before the interview was, please?
Yeah.
What was it, Fionn? Connor, wasn't me.
Oh no, I messaged Connor. Oh.
Yeah, he messaged me saying, do you want me to be clothed or naked?
I just thought, like, get a few viewers. I sound like an absolute idiot now. Sorry.
Right.
You're not sorry at all.
No,
if you had abs
so
like him,
sorry.
you'd show up every day.
Who's the hardest?
Me.
Emmet by a country mile.
That's
I can pretend to be hard, but I ain't hard.
And who is better at rugby?
Emmet.
Oh, the age-old Gilbert Goch question, eh, Fee? The old
we're different positions.
Mike Harrison.
We're different positions.
Yeah, Fee, the old Mike Harrison chippy question. We used to go into Mike Harrison's next door, the chip shop, next door to the pub in Gilbert, and we'd bump into every Tom, Dick, and Harry, every game we ever played, every pint we ever poured. Who's the best then? The two of you, boys. Who's the best? Different positions. Yeah. Who's the best then? Because we're the same age, same size, Pass.
Pass. I'll choose pass as well.
It's not a respect thing. It's just I hope I'm speaking for the both of us. It's different ages, different.
Yeah.
It's a clear. It's a.
Yeah, I think it's spot on. I think it's spot on.
Yeah.
I would love to say.
I put the question back to you two. In your playing days, who would you class as the best?
Oh,
I think Connor's better, definitely.
I've never seen Rob play, so I couldn't comment. But
It's hard to answer, though. It's hard to answer.
Well, I'm going off. When I was 18, I went straight into the firsts. And I know my father said that he had a few years yet before joining the second. Joining the first because he was in the seconds. But when I was 18, there was no seconds. Or it was, but they were short on players, so I just went straight into the firsts. So
Yeah, I think it's hard. I wouldn't go on that, Con. I mean,
no, I'm not. I'm just saying.
Back when I was playing, it was really, really tough to get into that first. We had a really, really. I'm not saying the first.
I remember, yeah.
How old are you, Rob?
44.
All the fours, 44.
But Connor, I definitely think he's a better player. But I think he's a better player because I coached him to be a better player. So.
Did you get to play together?
Yes.
Oh, what a laugh.
When I coached in Shadow Major, so that was 2 years ago, we was playing Glencoe away. My first cousin was the other coach, and he was playing. Connor was playing as well, and I came on for the last 5 minutes of the match on the wing.
Ah, sweet.
we had an overlap, and the number 8 dummy went inside and got tackled.
But I think I'm with Rob as well. I think it's you know the way you say, like, you know, what position you were, and for me as well, a big thing was what kind of team you were in. So how successful the team was, what position they were in the league. Like for me and Fionn, we were lucky enough to always be in winning teams. We won about 98% of matches. Don't teacherize that, Fionn, for fuck's sake. We won about 98% of matches, you know, up until the age of 20. I don't remember losing a match with Conor Clean for about 9 years. But I mean, the two of you, like, was the Gilbert of Connor's age and the Gilbert of your age, Rob, was that like was there a difference?
I was lucky enough to play for a youth side. That was a very good youth side, and we hardly lost.
Very good.
Honestly, we won the mid-table final. We won leagues. We was really, really good. And then when I went to seniors, we had a really good seconds team. We had a really good first as well. So I was very lucky. And then coaching Conor from under 10s, I picked up a very good team there with really good players. And right the way through to the youth, as you know, we got to the Welsh Cup final in the youth.
Yeah, the youth team were awesome, weren't they?
Obviously, the boys went into the seniors. It took them about 2 or 3 years because they were obviously a bit young, but then they won the league again about 3 years ago.
Rob, what was that like? I know you're meant to be the interview, but what, like, our dad coached us, and I suppose we've never really asked him this question, but what was it like coaching your son at any age?
Well, I loved it, but I got to say one thing, I was harder on him than anyone else. That was definite.
Which did him better, which is probably why maybe you think he turned out better than him.
I would just I won't go over the top, but I would make an example of him.
Oh.
Yeah, and I fucking hated it.
Never forgave him for it.
I used to spend the whole time behind because my dad was such a, we'll use the, if you know Jerry McLoughlin, character, I used to spend the whole time behind him as he was coaching us, and he'd be saying this and he'd be saying that, and he'd be very passionate, and I'd be behind him doing this, doing that.
No,
he couldn't do anything because he couldn't catch me, you know. He was 40 or 50 at that stage.
Now,
and he had one knee as well.
Now, in all fairness, if we go back on the point of, like, my old man coaching me from a young age, you know, he'd always take me up the field to, like, you know, better my skills or better my fitness. And, you know, with him giving me a kick up the backside, if I didn't do that fitness, I wouldn't be the player that I am today. Not saying that I'm, you know, great or whatever, but I wouldn't have the skills that I've got today unless it was for him. Like, so
no, at the time you think, oh, God, get off my case, but yeah, it is better. You do appreciate it as you get older, definitely.
Yeah. I do appreciate it.
I love you, Dad. Come on, Rob. We all love our dads. Emmet's still a dickhead, though. Sorry.
Right, boys, we're going to the quick fire round, all right? You'll both have 10 questions each. And I just want the first answer that pops into your head. All right, so we'll start with Emmet again.
This very well can have nothing to do with the question, mind.
Remember now, it is quick fire. Quick fire, right?
All right.
What does quick fire mean?
Just answer.
Right. It's got to flow straight off, yeah?
All right, sweet.
If you could play another sport, what would it be?
Football.
Gymnastics.
Okay. What actor would play you in the movie?
Mark Wahlberg.
Jim Carrey.
Oh, nice one.
What's your favorite word?
Yes.
Perspective.
What are you laughing at? Yes is a great word.
It is.
Yes.
Did I mute that one before? So?
Here we go.
It's fucking better than no, isn't it?
Your least favorite word.
Oh. Weird.
I thought you were going to say no, man.
Oh, yeah, no. Fuck, no brain, eh? Should have done that one.
Oh, come on.
Emmet.
Lol.
Fucking. I am going to use lol as often as possible, dude.
LMFAO. Any shorthand to that ridiculousness.
Abbreviation.
OMG.
That's how you describe it, isn't it? I want fire with these long words.
The best
Could you and
rugby
your wife
memory.
in your earphone tell me what to say?
He's got a big whiteboard behind the laptop. Yeah.
Old school dictionary under the desk.
Say this.
What's your best rugby memory, boys?
Winning the
Quickfire.
Welsh Cup. What did you say?
I said quick fire.
All right, sorry.
Um,
Go on, Phoebe.
Joe, I was
Same
going
for me. I
to
would
change
love
it there.
to talk about
I think my
different
first one was the best one. It was winning the Welsh Cup. We won it for our school, and it was playing with 15 friends. So yeah, and to be fair, the more I hear myself say it, nothing compares to that. We won the Welsh Cup with our school team, 15 best friends. Try not to elaborate, but yeah, that was extremely special for me.
Yeah, I'd love to name club honours, all those things, but when you train as hard as our school did against ridiculous odds, it was like a film. Easily, Cardinal Newman, under 18s, winning the Welsh Cup. Yeah, look it up.
Yeah.
Brilliant, boys. If you're stranded on a desert island, what 3 items would you take?
Beer, a bowl.
Hair straighteners, you would feel, wouldn't you?
No, I've gone past that now. Only kidding.
We've gone past that,
On the lead of this bad boy. Lockdown.
What was that?
Let me get my third one out. Island fly spray, mosquito spray. Mosquito spray, bowl and beer.
Nice.
Terrible answers. Go pay, will you?
Very terrible answers. The listeners are going to think you just said beer is a bad answer.
I haven't decided mine yet. Pet crocodile, Bear Grylls, and Nessa from Gavin and Stacey.
Oh yeah, should have picked a comedian.
Oh,
Shouldn't
yeah.
She'll tell the water to fuck off, wouldn't she?
Someone to sit there and tell jokes all day long.
Yeah. Nessa for a billion reasons.
John Candy, John Candy, Jim Carrey, and Nessa just sitting there having a crack all day.
Watching Uncle Buck.
Okay, I'm having 4 things. I'm having beer, me, Nessa, John Candy, and Jim Carrey.
You know Nessa as well.
Yeah, why not? Fuck it.
Tag teamer.
The first thing you'd buy if you won the lottery?
A big fucking ginormous boat. Like massive.
Nice. Emmet?
Apart from world peace or new kit for Gilbert, I'm thinking, I don't know, new pair of shorts maybe? Maybe. This is not definite. Fionn, don't go ordering me shorts on Amazon. This is a
There's
big
more
big
chance
thing.
of me getting a big, massive, ginormous boat than Emma getting a new pair of shorts. Definitely.
I know what I guess. Sorry, change that. I get a thread, sewing thread to fix the shorts that I already have.
Nice.
Before you recreated the same hole.
Yeah.
Favorite movie, boys?
We've the same favorite movie. Oh, we have. Well, I can tell you what Emma's going to say. It's one of
Is
two.
it
I'd
Titanic?
say the same.
Go on, you tell me mine, I'll tell you yours.
Well, one of us is going to pick My Cousin Vinny, and the other one is going to pick Uncle Buck, and it'll be vice versa. All right?
The top 3, yeah.
You asked for favorite one. I've gone for 2. You gone for fucking 3. We were the
You
worst
got it
guys in
wrong.
history on this
It's
show.
Dumb and Dumber, Uncle Buck, My Cousin Vinny.
You're sticking Dumb and Dumb in there. I'm going so. I know it's class. We can't compare it to My Cousin Vinny or Uncle Buck.
I keep forgetting we're on YouTube here. Are we
Yeah,
talking,
sorry,
the two of us talking here?
Let's have
What's
this
going on?
chat afterwards, And you
Yeah,
can
okay.
your Dumb and Dumber to me one personally.
Just one thing of
I'll
that.
stop giving it the hand motion as well.
I thought John Candy and Great Outdoors was better than Underback.
Oh, there he
Turn
is.
this channel off. Let's have a private chat now after this.
There he is.
All right.
I've
The Great
respect you a lot
Outdoors.
for,
Oh my
appreciation
God.
of John Candy.
Look at all that
That's
gristle and
crazy.
fat.
Have you seen Uncle Buck, Rob?
Yeah, but
Have you seen it in your humorous Saturday sitting there with your favorite food kind of atmosphere, or have you seen it on a cold, wet Tuesday when you're crying and cold beer?
That's every
He's
day.
got
that
kids,
is.
kids like, so he knows what it's about. Yeah.
All
I
right,
just love
all right.
Uncle Buck. Not Uncle Buck. Great
You
Outdoors.
you're saying it there, so you love Uncle Buck.
You've convinced me.
Joey, I'll be honest with you, as I heard
Joel.
that question, I haven't given the Great Outdoors as much due
Classic.
deserve. So I'll watch that in my Saturday. I'll watch it tomorrow in my good environment with sweets, chocolate, and the sun shining. And I'll come back to you on the phone tomorrow night.
Hey, I'm getting mad here, Bob. Fuck!
Bobby, you on piss head. Those guys who quote movies as it's happening, I hate them. I do it all the time. God, I hate myself. Just on that topic, I'm not like depressed or hating myself in general.
Can I
I'm
just ask a
actually a happy
question?
person.
Was that a quick
Best
fire
year of my life,
question?
2020. Lockdown 2020. Best
Are
year
these
of my
quick
life.
fire questions?
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah,
you
sure,
don't have two
yeah.
questions as well. Favorite song?
Right. Go for it. So, favorite song?
Yeah.
Willie McBride. It's an Irish song.
Nice. Yeah, Emmett.
Well, for starters, it's not called Willie McBride. It's called the Greenfields of
Oh,
France.
sorry. The Greenfields of France.
And hence the reason why my favourite song is Fionn, eyes closed, singing the Greenfields of France. I watch it probably once or twice a month just to get the old tears out, you know. Absolute cracker. I think
That's probably my favorite place in life, either on the rugby field or 2 a.m. as you're getting
on a pool table,
singing an old song.
On a pool table, on a pool table with a barmaid screaming, "Shut up and get out!" And his eyes are closed and his top is off. And
Drunk Fionn likes doing that. Sober Fionn likes scoring tries. In the middle, obviously, wife and kids are up
doing
there
an
as well.
Irish dance. In the middle, doing an Irish dance.
Yeah, this podcast, you know.
If you had
And Emmet shorts.
if you had a last meal before you die, what would it be?
On feet.
Fuck it up. That's a good question. Josh, I'm gonna choose barbecue. I know it's a bit vague, but I feel as if I've deserved the. That's my go-to question for other people. I actually word it like, "What would your last meal be if you're on death row?" Which is a bit depressing, but I feel as if you can like judge a lot of people's personality about what they chose. So my missus goes for sushi. I mean, how boring is that? Sushi. Emma's gonna pick something crap as well. But I think if you say barbecue, you just kind of summer up tasty meats, a sunny day, and barbecue, corn on the cob, couple of beers. You know, it's a wide field, but what an answer! I'll defy anyone to argue with that answer.
Yeah, and not because he's convinced.
Like, I'll have steak, please. I'll have a steak.
He has convinced me. I was going to go for. I was thinking.
Fucking barbecue. Get into my son.
No, I was thinking steak, mixed grill. But to be honest,
steak.
like
School teacher picking steak with his holy shorts. You're going far, you are, kid.
Before the insults, you convinced me. Barbecue is the way to go.
All right, I got you on barbecue. Rob, I want you watching Uncle Buck tomorrow, and we'll resume this on Sunday night.
Right, that was quick fire.
Sorry. Joe, actually, when you said it was 2 questions left, I said, Fionn,
that was the quickest.
Do 2 quick answers and don't drag it out. I did it for the previous one. I picked my favorite song, and this one, well, I'm still fucking answering right now, aren't I? So I broke my own pact.
It's, I think, it's a world record for the longest quickfire round ever.
Quickfire round,
It is, honestly. Right.
Boys, the good news is, right, whoever started watching this has now stopped. So we can do whatever we want now. No one's watching, which is the good news. You can do whatever you want now. If you have to get naked, we can swear because no one's watching. They've gotten so sick of this at this stage, they're just filtering through, you know?
Right, guys, let's go on to this week's predictions for the Six Nations.
Oh, yeah, rugby. Here we go.
On Saturday, we got a big one, Wales v England in Millennium. What do you think, boys? Emmet?
Where's it on?
You just fucking said the millennium, Em. It was part of the question.
Cardiff.
I was thinking. You got to go. Not because I'm in Wales and both of you Welsh, but I mean, I've tried to tell Irish people this in the past about. Listen, you might want to beat England. Scottish people might want to beat. Everyone hates the English. You don't know hatred until you've met a Welsh person on Wales England Day. You got to go Wales. Sorry, every day of the week, especially in the millennium.
Yeah.
What about you, Fee? Is quite an exciting backline we got going on, don't we, for Saturday?
Don't say Zamas. Don't say Zamas. Seriously.
No, we got Williams back at fullback. You got Jonathan Davis coming back into the 12.
No, it is.
PPR's back.
Do you know what? Because this question gets asked the week of an England-Wales game all the time. I've changed. I think it'll either be Wales are good in a dogfight. They've shown the last two games. If it's a close game, I think, like Emma just said, the Welsh passion is second to none. I think Wales edges. But I really think that England are going to. I'm living in England right now, and they are scrutinising Eddie Jones, and they let's be called a spade a spade. They have the ability. They have a lot more player choice. So if they click, unfortunately, I'll be cheering for Wales, of course, but England could open out. If it's a close game, Wales. If not,
if it's early, I
think England could win. If England get the flow, unfortunately, it could be a high-scoring England victory.
Yeah, I think that first try in the first 5 minutes that they had last year Six Nations, it's different, but they don't seem to have really clicked this year.
Well, to be honest with you, what Colin just said there is the reason why I think it could go towards Wales, and I'm swaying back and forth. It's because the Welsh team, when it got announced, a few big changes there from the first two games,
Yeah.
Just on that, Fionn, it's quite interesting what you said, but England got a lot of player choice. But that player choice, right, is to say I think they got about 40, 45 players about the same level, right? But how many world-class players have they got? Let's be honest, on Saturday, I wouldn't say on paper that they're a better team than Wales.
No.
Not by much.
Well, to me, I know the question posed to him. To me, the Liam Williams question, a bit controversial. I think Liam Williams, one of the greatest players I've ever seen in the time of being alive. I think he's just... I know it's a bit crazy. I think I'd have him in my world team. I think he's that good. I think that...
Yeah, I agree. The guy's class.
Yeah. I don't understand what Emma's saying. What's the Liam Williams question? I thought the question was who will win Wales versus England.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
outstanding world players.
All right, sorry. I'll backtrack there.
Yeah, we don't. Let's look at the Wales.
Zamet. I just want to say Zamet to piss off Emmet. Zamet's going to hat trick in the corner.
Yeah, you look at Wales backline for Saturday. I think on paper it's better. It is.
Yeah. Do you know what? I have to emphasize that I'm cheering for Wales. When you're in with I'm Man United sport, where I'm biased when I talk about them, biased about Ireland, and when you're in England and you're watching them in the Premiership rather than you're watching the Welsh players in the Guinness Pro, you are seeing. I just think that anyone are cheering for the home nation, and you're looking at England. England are very good, very good. I think the Welsh are very good as well, and it's who shows up on the day. You know,
yeah, I'm not writing England off. Like I said, England, like you said, England could turn up, but I just think England have got a massive choice of players, but then how many of them? Who
do you see as the world class players? This is not saying that they haven't, but who do you think are the world class players that, let's say, Wales possess versus the world class that England possess, like whatever?
Well, backline, you're looking at Jonathan Davis and Liam Williams for definite.
An aging Jonathan Davis and an aging Liam Williams.
Not
to be controversial, just because I think people like Zama coming through young and they have talent, and the rest of the Welsh line there's no one in that middle ground. North is in his late 20s, but apart from that, they're either old or young, you know.
Yeah, and then when you look compared to the England side, the backline, you've got to say Owen Farrell, right? Although he's a lot of people are saying lately he's not playing that well, but I think he still is. And probably Johnny May. I mean, I don't know.
Ben Youngs is consistent, though, isn't he? Ben Youngs.
Yeah, but every time, I don't know. I was scrum up.
Let me put this question to you, right? Not to be controversial, but just say for argument's sake, right? Now I have to emphasize why I'm massively for Wales, and I've always defended them. I think they are class. But just to see it from a different point of view, if Scotland and Ireland don't get a yellow card, and just say Wales lose 2 tight games, they've lost 2, and those same 2 players, same team sheet now is out for Wales, and you haven't got as much confidence, then do you think Wales can beat England? No. Or then are you thinking?
No, I agree. I'd probably be saying now that we won't have a chance Saturday.
Well, if you ask me
a Wales team with confidence is very dangerous.
Yeah. I was about to say, if you asked me at the start of the Six Nations, before like the results, I predicted Wales to finish 5th. Yeah. And they've already won the first 2 games. So, like you said,
every time Wales have a bad Autumn Nations, I saw this a few years ago. Every time Wales have a bad Autumn Nations, they have a very good, because they bleed through a lot of the young prospective talent. And that backup sub squad is very good. Every time they have a bad Autumn Nations, they have a very good Six Nations. This
is the beauty of the Six Nations. Like it is a controversial topic, and I can see like either way. We can all have an argument for England, Wales, Ireland. It's a great competition, and like I say, I could argue both points as could all 4 of us. I think it's like, and this is especially, it's on the day. Saturday, it's on the day. Either team could do it. Hope Wales do it, but I think England.
Okay. What about Italy and Ireland then, boys? I did read an article on BBC Sport this week that Rory Best said that they're going for a transition phase, Ireland.
Yeah, just to bring back on that point about the Wales team, when you've that middle ground, you've the older players and the younger players. Ireland are very similar. It's hard to go, when you have a successful squad, and then, like from bringing like a youth team through, it's hard to filter in that new team. You have to do it slowly, England did it after the World Cup when they won it, whatever it was, 8 years ago, and then they went crap for 2 or 3 years. Ireland are in that transition now, and I think we'll beat Italy on Saturday. We'll beat them well, but it'll just disguise how bad we are. So I think I didn't see that comment from Roy Best, but I think you've hit the nail on the head. We're disguising how bad we are, But we will beat Italy well, because let's face it, Italy aren't. Well, they're crap, aren't they?
Yeah, there's no need to panic, boys. I think Andy Farrell's a very good coach. There's no need to panic, and I think we're just spot on. You are going for a transition phase, simple as.
But you have to admit it. You have to admit it. You haven't got to, like, if we beat Italy on Saturday, we can't say we're world beaters. We have to say, like, after, like, we're going to the next game now, and that was just against a poor Italy team. Let's continue this transition phase. Let's not think that Johnny Sexton is the answer because he's 35. He's the answer for now to breed in the new out half. But he won't be the answer next year because he'll be 36. And I tell you, it's after 35, your body starts aging.
And after that, he's 37, and then he's 38.
School teacher, holy trousers.
Right, then, and two-thirds of 15 is 10.
I was just trying to bring a bit of normal rugby chat to the video, rather than
2/3 of 9 is
elaborate, extremist, animosity.
Right, for you, Emmett, right? If Billy Burns was starting at 10 tomorrow,
we have to talk about Billy Burns.
No, really? But if he was starting at 10 tomorrow, would the scoreline be different to what it would be with Sexton starting at 10 tomorrow?
Against Italy, I don't think it's going to make much difference, really. I think he'll relax more against Italy. He'll know against Italy he's got more opportunity to do what he wants to do. He plays quite a relaxed game, isn't he? I think Billy Burns, if you watched him in the Pro 14, I don't think it'll matter too much, himself and Sexton. You need to play him. I think that, like you said, the coach got it right. Farrell's got it right. You just got to play him.
I don't think he's the second best out half in Ireland. And I can't come out with that statement because I can't remember. The young fella for Leinster who came on last week, I think he's a fine player. I watched him on a few occasions. I think he's better than Billy Burns.
There's a reason why they're picking him. I don't know what it is. They went away from Paddy Jackson years ago. They went away from certain people, and they find something. I've been watching a lot of Premiership rugby recently.
Not just because of that kick against Wales, but even when he walks on, he doesn't breed confidence. He came on against Wales, and they brought off Henderson, and they had to put Johnny Sexton in 12, and you're changing the whole backline, bringing him on, and he kind of comes onto the field and he looks nervous, and you want your 10 to come on and stamp authority into the game, And for me, he just, I don't think he's the second best choice. So I think you have to play Sexton now. So in answer to Connor's question, but I think that I'd be having someone else coming in instead of him. So I would say it'd make a huge difference if you played Billy Burns because you're going the wrong angle there.
Yeah,
and that's not just because he missed the kick to Wales in the corner in the last second.
So is the question maybe, would you play somebody else besides Johnny Sexton rather than put Billy Burns in?
Yeah, well, like you said, that was a burn when he come on last week.
Who writes these questions, Con? I mean,
well, like you said, that burn when he come on last week, for Billy Burns, I thought he did quite well when he come on, and he was a bit more. He seemed, like we said, more relaxed, and he said,
definitely better than that previous week. Yeah.
Yeah. So
he's going to need it, isn't he? He's going to need that bit of a cushion because every player gets it at the start of their career. When you follow in Johnny Sexton, it's a hard act to follow.
Yeah. Sexton is that's what I'm saying. You have to. I don't know what the answer is, but you have to do something because he is world class, Johnny Sexton, and when he goes, you don't want to be saying for 4 years, "Oh my God, we have to get replacements." You have to, whatever the answer is, you have to start breeding him in now. And playing against Italy next week is the answer. These are the games. You can't play him the following week against England. You have to play him against Italy next week. So give him a chance. I'd say, yeah.
Okay, and guys, we've come to the end of the podcast. I'd like to thank our special guests, Fionn Flatley and Emmet McLoughlin. Darkside Offside. We will be back with you next week with another episode.
Well done to all those people who stayed up for 3.5 hours to watch this. The quick fire round especially.
I don't know. So don't forget to subscribe to us on YouTube and follow us on Twitter and Instagram. And take care and bye. Thanks, boys.
Cheers, lads.
Thank you very much, boys.